I don't understand why people hype Sehun's dance skills. I honestly think Sun and also Sonya both look very awkward when they dance and are just not as good as fans claim. They're not bad at dancing or anything, but I find their general body type makes dance look quite awkward. They just don't come across as sharp or impactful in my opinion, and I don't get why fans claim they are the most talented dancers in the group, or at least one of which is what makes this an unpopular opinion, at least in fans I've talked to about it. It also group got 7 UGIM in with them as well. I didn't understand how he won a dance competition when I've always been quite underwhelmed by his dance. Maybe it's just fans hyping too much though. I think what hurts Sun is that he is not very expressive on stage, to the point some would think he looks bored. He is not as fluid, but he does have nice dance lines and great footwork. I think he needs a certain type of choreo to shine. As to why people hype it up, well, they are fans lol, that's what they do. EXO doesn't need a rap line. I think EXO would be well off if they didn't have a rap line, and here's why. The songs they put out have always been more vocal-oriented, especially towards the Holy Trinity Chen Biksu. The songs don't feel tailored to have a rap part, and it just feels like it's in there for the sake of having a rap in the song. Whenever the rap parts do come on, either by Chan Yeol and Sun, it just doesn't really flow well with the rest of the song. Now, not every song is the case for this, but I feel like more songs than not would be better if the rap was replaced with another vocal part. On top of that, the raps have felt kind of like singing rapping, which only furthers the case that the rap parts can either be sung or replaced entirely. Now, in terms of the specific EXO members, I am really only going to consider Chan Yeol and Sun as the rappers of the group. Kai sings more than he raps. Xiaoman has really only rapped in CBX songs, and I honestly can't even remember the last time Lay rapped in an EXO song, let alone any song he has made. Chan Yeol is the best rapper within the group, but he still falls pretty flat when you consider the rest of the third-gen idol rappers, namely his own juniors, NCT. Everyone knows he can sing pretty well, and if he really gave up rapping as a whole, I could easily see him as a lead vocalist within the group. Sun is the only case where he could stay as a rapper, but even then it goes against him, seeing as how most of the songs force a rap in there, which doesn't give him a lot to work with. He has shown his vocal capabilities in the ballads, and sometimes if he is singing with another member. For him, I think he would just have to practice a lot harder to improve on his vocals, but where he is at currently isn't terrible. But yeah, EXO is one of my all-time favorite groups, and their discography is incredible to say the least. It's just the raps which are lacking, and I think it would be better if the group gave up rapping entirely. Kai is hyped as one of the best dancer in Kpop mainly because people think he is hot. Don't get me wrong. He is a good dancer, that's for sure. But people overhype him because they think he is sexy. Having seen a lot of his videos, he tends to make sudden, spasmodic moves all the time. Those moves and body rolls are the only styles he does almost always. And he overdoes it with his facial expressions that often don't match the mood of the choreo. It can also be a little creepy when he does his sexy face. I think there are plenty of better dancers than him, even in smaller groups. I like what SM did/is doing with EXO. I feel like almost all EXO-Ls are unified in the fact that they hate SM and cannot wait for them to leave the company. I want to start off by saying SM has done very questionable things regarding EXO, and what I am about to say doesn't really take away from that. It should also be noted that in most groups one or max two members do well individually, and I don't think many other groups can replicate this solo success, not just in album sales but also digital, musicals, Seokzuman, dramas, variety China, Lay. I think people thought SM didn't know what to do with EXO after the China ban, but I don't think we can talk about stuff that didn't happen, pushing EXO to the west. I like the way SM handled EXO, and I would like for them to stay with SM if the pay ratio gets better, cause I know SM takes a lot of money, or maybe put a sub-label like Sujo. SM does many shit things, but they definitely managed/are managing EXO well. I would any day prefer EXO staying with SM than leaving SM. SM is known for its longevity, and I feel like they are the best option if you wanna pursue a career in music, even if a group is past their peak. And I love how SM is allowing EXO to following their own style. They could have pushed Dio to do R&B cause that's what most people wanted, but they let him follow his style and do acoustic genre. EXOs complain a lot, and that's kinda understandable too. Lack of content is prompting them to do so. But we should really understand that EXO are not a 4th-gen group to update every single day. They are in their military hiatus period. I honestly don't have a problem with their solo content, not at all, I love it. What I'm mainly sometimes angry about is their lack of promotion, or how sometimes SM actively leaves them out. For example, when aespa had of Live, there were several albums of other SM groups on display and they didn't even bother to add EXO's newest album. Or seeing how members get vocal about wanting higher budget MVS, so when he called them out for sending EXO at the beginning of their career abroad for MVS, and now they keep it as simple as possible minimalism, and yet they pump a lot of money into the SMKU or aespa's MVS. Don't get me wrong, I love aespa and their content so damn much. It just irks me since a lot of SM's income has been made through EXO in the past years. So I also got upset when Kyungsoo mentioned in a live how he had wished for more promotion himself since he really worked hard for his solo debut. Doesn't mean that SM's management is extremely terrible and they're practically slave holders of EXO. I still like the company itself and think they make amazing content, otherwise I wouldn't listen to so many groups from small. But EXO flourished a lot because of SM. I think EXO-Ls just miss seeing the group together, so they are blaming SM, but their solo activities are better than any other group ATM. You have groups, 3rd-gen groups that are solely doing group work, Twice or BTS, or others that disappeared completely. No other 3rd-gen or even 2nd-gen group I know has had as many solo album releases as EXO, Lay, Chen, Gyun, So, Chi, Do, and Xuemin soon. I am convinced Chan Yeol was ready for a solo album before the military, but the scandal happened. That is literally more than half of the members, and they totally deserve it. Now the part I need to praise SM for is their creativity with these solos. They definitely knew what to do with the members' solos and made sure that every member had their own concept that they shined in. I truly did not think I would enjoy Kai's album, as he wasn't the best vocalist and was afraid they would copy Min's style, but Kai's album is my fave and they truly knew how to make him shine in a unique way outside of EXO. Although the members had inputs, I believe SM really helped their solos become successful and unique to the members. I think overall this shift to solo works, maybe due to military, helped EXO solidify their place in Kpop instead of just being labeled as second boy group. They are known for their other talents and solo music. I am sure even the EXO members like being recognized individually.